James, a shock for Liverpool, but wow, I mean, what a result for Atalanta.
Yeah, and they've normalised the extraordinary because they've had big results like this before. I mean, they've come here to Anfield and won in COVID when there weren't their own fans here. So I think that's why it's particularly special for tonight. But they've been to Amsterdam. They've beaten Ajax there. They came within seconds of knocking PSG out of the Champions League and reaching a Champions League semi-final. The only reason they didn't do that was because they'd used all their subs. They had an injury and they were down to 10 men. PSG scored twice in stoppage time. So there's a big vacancy here in the summer. And that guy, Gian Piero Gasperini, doesn't get talked about. Yeah, and over 8 years, he's probably punched above his weight per his resources more than any other coach.
Is that what you're suggesting?
I think he should be in the conversation for more of these jobs. I think with Gasperini, he was burnt in the past when he went to a big job, when he went to Inter, and Inter didn't back him. And at Atalanta, he knows he's onto a good thing. He's in his 60s. He knows the grass isn't greener on the other side. He's got a very good contract. He's incentivized to stay here. And, you know, but at the same time, we've spent the last month, 6 weeks, talking about Xabi Alonso coming here, Amorim coming here. This guy beat Amorim home and away, Sporting. Went 4 games against them, unbeaten. You know, so, and he's shown that he can build and rebuild teams. He's been there 8 years. 3 different teams now he's had here.
Before the game, you were telling us about some of the players to look out for in the team. But was there any genuine expectation that they'd come here tonight and win the way they did?
I think because people have their stereotypes about Italian football in terms of like teams that sit back, try and hit on the counter-attack. This is a very aggressive team. Crouchy, you were talking about how physical they were and how well built this team is to cope. Saw them winning a lot of the duels today. They play on the front foot, they're attacking, could have scored more than 3 goals. So within that context, yes, there was a feeling that they could do something, but it's still surprising. And
he's a great character, isn't he, as well, Gasperini?
He is, and you know, I think I've just talked about him should be in the frame for more jobs. This is probably the most influential Italian coach of the last 15 years, because if you look at Serie A at the moment and you look at the up-and-coming managers, they're all guys who played under him. All the young guys, Thiago Motta, Palladino, Ivan Juric, they all played under him. They all play his style. That back 3 that he kind of made fashionable again when he brought Genoa up in 2006, 2007, that's something that inspired Conte to change. Conte used to be a guy who played 4-4-2. So, you know, Gasperini's done a magnificent job.
That 3rd goal, how much of a difference will that make to the approach that Gasperini takes in the home tie now? Will it make any difference at all?
I think they've got one way of playing.
Yeah.
And that's often been their downfall. You know, it's like, can you manage games better? Because they keep attacking. I think they showed maturity tonight in how they rode out somebody. I mean, we heard Klopp there talking about Darwin's chance at 1-1, at 1-0, Harvey Elliott as well hitting the crossbar. But I think, you know, he's just got this ability now, I think, where he's very comfortable with the players that he's got on this team. He's got some very smart guys playing. You know, there are old guys in this team. Martin de Roon, who was filling it at centre-back. That guy's
does an amazing job, him. He's done an amazing job for a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah, and so for me, I think this team has what it takes. And they were missing big players out tonight. He's rotated his goalkeeper. That's the number 1 goalkeeper. Canisecchi is. Scalvini, one of the most promising Italian centre-backs, not in the team tonight, injured. They lose Kolasinac late. Kolasinac was expected to play. So there's more to come from this team, and I think that will give them confidence in the second leg as well.